Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a Kracker vlog. And I haven't done one of these in a while, and I know I've been slacking. It's been a little hectic. I've been doing a lot of editing. I have like 800 hours of DayZ footage that I've been trying to go through, and I was going through all the Minecraft stuff. And I actually had recorded a vlog about a month ago to talk about a situation that came up with a now former friend. Former YouTube friend, I suppose, but we'll get to that in a little bit. This vlog is specifically for a couple of reasons. Look to the left, now look to the right. Now I know somebody, I don't even know how to say your name. Lanyeo said maybe you should have it on the laptop in front of you, and maybe I should. I could probably have it sitting here floating around in my backdrop, but I already have enough distractions in front of me. This kind of keeps me looking at what I'm supposed to do, and yeah, okay, maybe looking to the left is a little distracting as well, but who cares? In any case, been doing some new stuff with the channel. Been playing around with sound booth to try and reduce some of the noise, but now it's a little trickier because I have new headphones. Cheap little $20 headphones. They're Sony headphones, but I don't hear the background hum as much in these as I did with the other headphones, so I'm wondering, and maybe this is where you, the viewer, come in, how much. I will leave this untouched. What you will hear, whatever I hear, it shouldn't be as bad because I'm not actually doing any gameplay. I mean, it's audible, but it shouldn't be too bad. In fact, I think this one to the left is actually worse. This might be a bad test. We're going to try and do this without this because this is going to be a bad test. I know what I need to talk about. We need to talk about free stuff. We need to talk about what I did today because it was pretty awesome. Yes, that was a lot of hum right there. And two things. Laptop comparisons and the situation I was talking about. I'm doing the laptop comparisons after the free stuff and the Cedar Point talk because I want Roush Games wants to see the specs and the differences and all that stuff, and I don't want him to have to sit here and wait through some long-standing BS about something that he doesn't care about to get to it. So Roush, this is for you, buddy. Good YouTuber, good stuff. You should check him out. Oh, yes, I didn't put that in there. I'm glad I thought about that. I am also going to do a brief little shout out. I don't normally do this, and I actually have to bring up Chrome, so I will be fiddling with Chrome in the background. So if it looks like I'm looking at something, it's because I actually am. I need to remember all the stuff that this guy has done. I don't usually do shout outs, but I'm going to do one today just because this guy he seems like a pretty good person. Let's see if I can find him. Get him up. And actually what I might do to talk about him, I see now it's getting louder. I go into YouTube and I bring up somebody's YouTube channel, and there it goes. It gets a little bit louder. I clicked on him. Can we? There we go. Oh, yes, there he is. He's got new stuff up. Okay. 125 subscribers. We'll get to him in a moment. In fact, that's not even going to be the first thing that I talk about. Back on track. 4 minutes in, and we've already completely foobarred this whole thing. The first thing to talk about, if you haven't already heard, and you probably have because this stuff spread through the internet like a wildfire. I saw it earlier in the week. I don't remember where I saw it. I saw somebody, I think I saw it on a tweet, and I was at work, and I clicked on it, and I saw that it was true. Battlefield 3 and Plants vs. Zombies are free through EA Origins as of this moment. Now, I'm recording this Saturday night into Sunday morning. It is actually now June 1st, I believe. Yes, June 1st. You have until the 3rd to pick up Battlefield 3 for the PC. Now, I know it's Battlefield 3 and not Battlefield 4, and it's the PC, and it's not Xbox 360 or PlayStation 3, because I don't think that was on 4, was it? And Xbox One? I think that's just a new Battlefield. But it's a free PC game through Origins. If your computer can handle it and you don't have it and you want to get it, get it. I have it. It's on my desktop. and we will get into all that at another point. Now then, Plants vs. Zombies is also free. Not the second one, which I think is actually already free to play, but the first Plant vs. Zombie basic game is free until the 15th on Origins. You just go to, I mean, you can even just Google search it. I'll probably try to put a link in the description, but EA Origins, you'll find it. If you have an account, go ahead, open up your Origins, because you have to have Origins to do this. So you need to if you don't have Origin, you need to download Origin. You need to get yourself set up with an account, and then you can go in and download it, and it'll be awesome. Second on the list of things to talk about, today was Cedar Point Day. We went to Cedar Point. Now, if you don't know where I live in Northeast Ohio, which means I am about, I think where we're at is an hour and a half to 2 hours from Cedar Point. And Cedar Point is one of the best, if not the best, amusement parks in at least the United States. I know there are people who think that there are other ones in the world that are better, and there's probably bigger rides, faster rides, and so forth. But Cedar Point as an overall experience is pretty awesome. You got Magnum, you've got Millennium Force, you've got, now the new Gatekeeper is open, Raptor, Maverick, the list goes on and on and on. Top Thrill Dragster. Just lots of just intense roller coasters. Gatekeeper is its newest one. We rode that first. It's not the fastest, it's not the tallest, but it twists you all over the place. And that, I think, is what makes it a really fun ride. It's what really made it pretty awesome to go ahead and have fun with. So we went on that first. We hit up Max Air after that, and then we did some of the other rides, and Top Thrill Dragster was actually the last one we ended up on, I believe, because we had to wait, and then it had a little bit of an issue because it's one of those rides where if it gets too windy, the ride will safety shut off. There are safety shutoffs when it gets too windy because it's like 400 feet up in the air at the top. And if you're not sure what it's like, just Google Top Thrill Dragster or search it on YouTube. You will find video of it. It's short, but it's intense. So we rode that. We got our platinum passes. I put a picture up on Twitter of it. We did the platinum passes last year, but we didn't get to go as much. We intend to go a lot more this year. We intend to go to Kings Island this year, which is in southern Ohio. The Platinum Pass gets us into any Cedar Fair park, in fact, which also includes some of the water parks that they have around here. Soak City, which is adjacent to Cedar Point, and Wild Water Kingdom, which is what used to be Geauga Lake, which used to be Six Flags at Geauga Lake, or whatever it was before they completely dismantled that. And if you really want to go back in time, it used to be also a SeaWorld. Think about that. We used to have SeaWorld up here. Now we don't. So we went ahead and did that, spent a good portion of the day there, and now I am obviously back home. So we're going to try and get there a lot more, and if you follow me on Twitter, you will probably know because I will be tweeting out that, hey, I'm at Cedar Point. Check it out. Now then, on to the third point, which is, we're going to do a little bit of a shout out, and we're going to shout out NPCKiller. I came across him through a John of All Games stream. He actually found me. He sent me a message asking if I wanted to be a part of his Minecraft server. I, of course, didn't see it for 2 months, and that actually reminds me, there's another message that somebody left me on my channel from like a month ago that I just saw today. And asked me to be on the server, which I would like to. NPC, I would really love to. I don't know if I have the time to do it, and I don't want to put myself into a situation where I cannot fully 100% devote myself to it. So that offer was left standing, but now, we follow each other on Twitter. I think he subscribed to me. I'm subscribed to him. I actually will probably overlay either some footage of his YouTube channel or maybe just cut to it. How about we just cut to it and we can talk about it? I don't know. I haven't really decided. I don't even really want to go too in depth. He does a bunch of stuff. Right now he's doing Watch Dogs. He's part of the Watch Dogs. He has his server. He does a few different things. I'm kind of glancing at it. I've watched some of his videos, just not a ton. And a pretty decent view list going on here. Got some good views on a couple of things. So go ahead and give NPCKiller a look. I will have a link to his channel in the description. I will probably do a quick little brief recording of his channel through Cam Studio and maybe put that into the video as well over the top of me talking. And there it goes again. We're gonna actually close this down now. 125 subscribers, so go ahead and check him out, help him out. He's a pretty cool guy. Follow, we're friends on Steam. He's looking for people to play with, so if you want someone that you can play your games with, look him up, check him out, send him a message. If it ends up working out really well, he'll probably, get your information through Skype and Steam and all those things and go from there. So he's looking for people to play games with. You should really check him out, check out his channel, and give him a subscribe. Give him a new subscriber, or 10 or 15. Okay, now then, on to the meat and potatoes of this vlog. We are 12 minutes in, and I am just now getting to the part that is actually relevant to this vlog. The difference between the two laptops. Now, appearance wise, if I had a picture of them side by side, it would be obvious. One is much newer looking, it's nice and sleek, it's thin. The other one is bulky and looks old. They're both the same size screen, but the previous one, it's an HP Compact Presario. What is that? I have it up here. CQ50. That somehow got deleted from this. Hold on. I'm gonna add this in right here. CQ50. All right. Beautiful. And it served its purpose. If you really want to know the difference between the two, all you got to do is just watch. Sorry, I'm saving this so that it goes in the video later. You just got to watch the first couple of videos. You will see the laptop in its original form. Now, I'm going to overlay a graphic, so I'm going to talk about this graphic while you are looking at it in its not pretty phase, because this is just a simple, basic text graphic. I don't do fancy. Old laptop. HP Compact Presario CQ50 Notebook PC. AMD Athlon Dual Core. No, I do not know the speed, but it's not very fast. Windows 7 64-bit Professional, which is what I installed in here. When I actually purchased this laptop, I actually won it on eBay. It had Windows 7 Ultimate at the time, and that was overkill. It came with an NVIDIA GeForce 8200, which I learned very quickly was not good. Managed to get the job done, but it wasn't a great video card. 15.6-inch display, 2 gigs of RAM. It has since been upgraded to 4 gigs of RAM, 100 gig hard drive. It was supposed to be 160, but something went wonky with it. He put 100 in. It now has a 320, because I'm still using it for various things. It still has its purposes. Standard DVD drive, nothing fancy about that. It actually did not come with a battery. I ended up buying the battery after that. It's a plain keyboard. There's no number pad. It's just a simple, basic laptop that I was able to record with. Barely. It came with bare bones software because it wasn't like a Dell or a actual HP. It wasn't direct from HP. It was a refurbished laptop. The guy put a fresh hard drive in it, and a fresh install of Windows, and sent it to me that way. And then anything that was on there, I put on there. Fraps, a couple of games. I learned quickly that it was able to do the bare minimum, but we'll get into that in just a moment. We'll talk about the big differences between these two laptops. The new laptop, HP NV15Z customized notebook PC, AMD A10-5750 quad-core processor, Windows 8.1 Pro, and save me the spiel about Windows 8.1. I have not had... I've had a couple of issues, but nothing that I would sit there and go, why Why? Because if I really wanted to, I could put Windows 7 back on it. But I like some of the stuff that HP offers, and I really don't want to wipe that out. AMD Radeon 8750M Discrete GPU. It's a 2 gig, but I think it's a DDR3, which isn't as good. If it was a DDR5, it would probably be a little bit faster, but it gets the job done. There's also a onboard processor as well. So there's an actual card, a discrete card, and an onboard processor, and the laptop came with a configuration that allows you to set up dual graphics scenarios where you can have them work in tandem to kind of boost performance, and it seems to work okay. I haven't really tested it without the function on, but I don't really want to find out. 15.6 inch HD BrightView 1366 by 768 display, and I realized that when I downscale it to 1280 720 to do Minecraft, you can tell the difference. It's much crisper at 1366 768, which means I can't wait to see when I actually have a desktop and I have a monitor at 1080p. Oh wow, I didn't put the gigabytes in here. Jeez. Hold on, another correction coming. That needs to be 8. There we go. Oy vey. 8 gigabytes of RAM in the new one as opposed to the 2 gigabytes, and it definitely is noticeable. It makes a huge difference. Place it, okay. 1 terabyte hard drive as opposed to the 100 gig, and I eventually will be getting probably a 2 terabyte external drive to move all the videos off. Probably keep the raw files on the actual hard drive until they are rendered out, and then I will ship the finished product once it is up on YouTube and it's ready to go and either viewable or scheduled. It will move into the external drive, and it will save me a little bit of space. Probably about, depending on how many series I'm running at a time, 15 to 20 gigs. It's a rough estimate. It's the best I got right now. It came with a trial of McAfee security, but I was able to get a full year for 20 bucks, so I went ahead and did it. So I have McAfee on both laptops, plus my girlfriend's new laptop. Her new laptop also has the McAfee on there because you can put it up to like 10 devices. Pretty flippin' cool if you ask me. Much better than Norton anyway. There is no internal drive. I never used it anyway. The only time I potentially ran into an issue was Photoshop, and that was rectified pretty easily. And let's see, it has a backlit keyboard. It's a full keyboard, has a number pad. I don't use the number pad as much as I thought I did, but I do love the backlit function. The backlit function is great when it gets kind of dark in here and I don't want to have like all the lights on because people are sleeping and whatnot. The backlit keyboard is just, I love it. I don't think I could do a laptop without it, which is going to be really awesome when I have a desktop without it. I may have to actually go and buy a backlit keyboard. There's a built-in, as you obviously can tell, True Vision webcam, but at least the program I have now, I have to fiddle around. There's another program on here that I've yet to try. This is grainy, and as you can see, I'm doing this with the door light on as opposed to the really bright overhead light because that was just too much. I may actually use this if I ever do another flashback. This one came with a battery, and I mean, there's some other little things. It has like a fingerprint scanner on it. It has Beats Audio in it. I know some people are like, ooh, Beats Audio. There's a difference to me, but it's neither here nor there. But so those are the specs, the differences between the two laptops in the physical form. The big difference to me is noticeable when I actually go to play the games. I've talked about this a couple of times in the videos themselves. Minecraft in particular is noticeable, and that's just because of how Minecraft is. On the old laptop, I would be lucky to get 25 to 30. Sometimes if I was really lucky, I'd get 40 frames per second without recording. And as soon as I'd hit that record button, down it goes. I would be getting 15 to 20, sometimes 25. Every now and then I would change something in fraps, and all of a sudden it would be like this great jump in frames. But for the most part, it was 15 to 25. And then towards the end, then why I stopped actually recording while I was waiting for this laptop, I was only getting 10 to 15. It was becoming incredibly difficult. And if you watch the last videos that I did, you could tell. It was just horrendous. Other differences, like the only games I even tried on the old laptop, Minecraft, Terraria, and Left 4 Dead. Left 4 Dead 2 ran okay. Terraria ran okay. But I can guarantee you I would not have been able to run. I know DayZ wouldn't have run. DayZ is kind of on this computer to begin with, but I just realized something. Oh, there it is. Took me a minute. Skyrim probably would not have run. Bioshock Infinite, Deus Ex, Battlefield 3, Metro 2033, Fallout, New Vegas. A lot of these games that I have on here would not run on that old laptop. There wouldn't even been a hope. And so this laptop, even though it's not, you know, the most powerful thing in the world, it will bridge me to the desktop, which will probably be next year. And the desktop will be a beast of a machine. This will be my sidekick. And this guy over here will probably be destroyed by Kylie. But I've noticed it the most in rendering. Rendering on my old laptop would take 6 to 7 hours for a 25-minute clip. If I wanted to do a standard Minecraft episode, I had to render it overnight, and sometimes it wasn't done when I would get up in the morning. It would still be rendering. This laptop, when Movie Studio 13 was working, and I will have a rant about Movie Studio 13 coming here shortly. I might actually record that next. Movie Studio 13 was about the amount of time of render was about the amount of time of the episode. So if it was a 25-minute episode, it was about 25 to 30 minutes, sometimes 35 if I had a lot of transitions. But everything was under an hour. Even when I use Movie Studio 11, which still works, looking at you, Sony, it's under an hour generally, unless it's a really long video. Then it kind of pushes it, and if there's a lot of transitions. Premiere Pro can take a little bit longer, but even the last 2 DayZ episodes I rendered this last week were under an hour each. So the rendering difference is the big thing, and you know, a handbrake takes a while to compress and everything, but instead of 7 to 8 hours to render, I'm looking at an hour and a half, 2 hours max between editing, rendering, compression, and then uploading. So it makes a big difference. That's where I noticed the most. This laptop does a much faster job at rendering. I think 13 rendered a lot faster because there's an option immediately for GPU assisted rendering, and the 11 I've had trouble finding it. And when I did find it in a couple of the options, it didn't go much faster, so it did make a difference. So those are the big things. The old laptop is old. This laptop, much newer, faster, shinier, works much better. There are occasional hiccups with things, but there are always hiccups with computers. There just always will be. And I think the difference in quality is obvious. And if you don't believe me, watch Mesa Build 1 and 2, which will be coming out next week. No, they're coming out this week. They are coming out this upcoming week. And then next week, 3 and 4 will be out, and 3 and 4 are on the new laptop. 1 and 2 are on the old laptop, I think. I know 4 is. 3 might not be. I could be wrong. Actually, you know what? 3 is is broken down into 3 parts. I know it is. I seem to remember. That was the big caving expedition that accomplished nothing. So that's where you will notice it the most. And we are almost 25 minutes in, and I still wanted to talk about this thing with a former friend. All right, we're going to try and make this as short as possible, and hopefully you're bearing with me through all this. No, we're going to do a separate video because I want to rant about Movie Studio. So we'll do a little ranting and raving in a second vlog. I'm going to go ahead and record that right after I'm done here. So you know, in summary, we've talked about Battlefield 3, Plants vs. Zombie. Go grab them off of Origin. My day at Cedar Point. Shout out to NPCKiller. Go ahead and check them out. Again, link in the description for both the Origin link and NPCKiller. And we talked about the laptop differences and one between the old and the new, and how much better the new one is. So that being said, hope you enjoyed it, and I will get in position here to see you all next time. Bye bye.